You just upload it, and the time it takes to upload and process is a few minutes. You can go, get a fresh drink of water or something, come back, and all of a sudden, all of that work is done for you. Especially small podcasters, the biggest deal is saving money and maximizing your resources. For my hourly rate, if it saves me 1 hour a month, it would be worth it. But it's really saving me more like 10 or 12 hours a month. So it's a really good investment.
How has content repurposing contributed to you getting more business for playful humans?
Well, I think the big thing is exposure for me. Podcast downloads or YouTube views are one thing, but when I can break up the content into a bunch of different social media posts and create more micro content, I just get a lot more views, and I also get the exposure to like people that wouldn't listen to a full 30-minute episode or watch a full 30-minute video.
So you mentioned having saved, money on content repurposing by using our application. How were you previously handling repurposing for which you reached out to us?
Yeah, I've been podcasting for a long time, 8 years. And before that, I was in internet radio and terrestrial radio as well, top 40 radio. And over the years, I've tried just about everything. So when I first started podcasting, I was doing it all myself. I was editing all the audio. Then I added video to it, and I had to learn video editing skills, and that took much longer. And I was really spending a lot of time. And to find the clips, I had to go through and watch the entire 30-minute interview, sometimes several times throughout editing, and then also for creating clips and other things. So it was taking me hours to do. As soon as I had the money for it, I decided to outsource that to a company overseas that would do that a little bit faster and easier for me. But it was about $500 a month, and usually $500 to $600 because I'd make special requests or I'd have changes on stuff that they did. And the hardest part for them, I think, was knowing what content is important for me. So they might pick a clip, a 1-minute clip for a short out of the podcast, but it's not the part that was most interesting to the audience or the target audience that I'm trying to reach anyway. And so I was kind of paying a lot of money for not exactly what I wanted. And when I found video, I now have those clips broken up, and I can select one of those a lot easier because I'm just seeing the 25 options. I can scroll through and go, oh yeah, I remember that part of the show, and it's already made. Or even if it doesn't hit it exactly, I know, okay, that's where that was. And now I can create the custom clips and just enter the timestamps and create that as well. And then getting the professional template. So when I was doing it myself, they didn't look really great. I was kind of just formatting and doing some basic functions, but being able to have templates saved where I just one click apply the template, I select the clip that I want and I export it, and maybe, trim the edges off or clean it up a little bit with the transcripts. I'm usually done in less than an hour, but usually way faster than that. Like I can probably create a clip in 15 minutes or less for the highlight reels, but I do several of them. So I usually do 3 to 5 different clips and shorts for each video. When I do the show, I immediately upload the recordings to video, and then I immediately schedule all the posts after that. And within an hour of me recording the show, all the promotion for that show is done, which is awesome.
How would you say the short form content that you're creating using Vidyo.ai has impacted your social media presence?
It's really been great, especially on YouTube. I think the shorts do a lot better, and on Instagram as well. The reels seem to get a lot more engagement than just regular posts or the longer form video content. I also post a lot on LinkedIn. And so I found those to go back and forth. I don't think it has anything to do with video. The videos are the same. But I think sometimes that the audience just engages with stuff, and the algorithms are a little bit different. So I like to do a mix of all kinds of things, sharing images and selfies of me speaking, short form video that highlights a clip of my speech that I gave, and then also posting the full video on YouTube or as a podcast and stuff so that people can engage with it. And when I combine all of those with blogs and other types of content, then I really get sort of a full marketing plan when I'm not paying, a huge marketing agency. I can do this myself now.
So you're on the Pro plan, Mike. What are your favorite features of the Pro plan?
I think the best thing is the saved templates. Having a template that I can just apply, and mine aren't really fancy, but being able to stack guests that were horizontal vertically for the shorts is incredible. That would take a ton of time to do manually and edit. And the fact that I can resize them and position everything exactly where I want and add my logo is great. And number two is the auto transcriptions, and being able to add emojis and some other fun, playful things for me is really important. But making sure that those are right and that they're done automatically and quickly is awesome.
How would you say that Video.ai has helped you eliminate guesswork when it comes to its AI social media descriptions feature, or just sort of identifying clippings from your long form content that can be anticipated to click with the audience or have the potential to go viral?
I think there are two big things here when I think about Vidyo.ai and the AI part of it is it's getting me past the writer's block or the creative block of starting with a blank page. If I start with a half-hour video or an hour-long keynote I did, do I just have to watch this whole thing and then wait for inspiration to speak? Do I remember, or did I have a plan, or I have to come up with a plan for which content I'm going to use where? And so when I upload it to video, it automatically says, hey, here's 25 1-minute shorts and here's 12 clips. You decide. It's getting me past that blank page to some sort of structure or outline. And now I can edit from there. So now I can say, okay, that one wasn't great. I didn't like that moment. I stumbled on a word there. It's not my best clip. Let me pick something else. And I'm already moved past that I don't know what to select part. And same thing with descriptions and other tools that you can do is getting it past the blank page. And even suggesting titles for these videos is huge. You go, oh yeah, I was talking about that there. That's important. And so now I might not exactly like what the AI wrote for the title, but now at least it's started. And so I can say that was the content. What I really wanted to say was this. And now I'm just using my time and effort to edit rather than create from scratch. And that's a huge deal.
Help me understand, how has AI subtitling helped you expedite the video production process?
I can't even tell you how much time that saves and money. I was paying for other people to transcribe podcasts and humans to do it, and it still wasn't bad. It's like 10 cents a minute or something like that. But then I had to take those transcripts, make sure they were correct, and post them into YouTube or other platforms with transcriptions. Or I never really even bothered to manually type them onto the videos before it was done automatically, because that was too much work. So for me, it was more about uploading those transcripts to other platforms that would put them in there or let people read along. So it's been a huge difference to have them on the video in the size and spacing and area of the video that I want and the format that I want is really huge. And the amount of time and effort, and also I think just customer service and customer success, is that people would always ask, like, can you turn subtitles on? Can you have this closed captioned for people? And I really didn't have a way to do that effectively and efficiently before Vidyo.ai.
Can you quantify for me what metrics were you tracking during implementation of your short form video content, and how have they improved with the help of Vidyo.ai? We're looking at the number of views or impressions that you're tracking across social media channels. How would you say they have that they have sort of accelerated?
Yeah, I think all of my numbers have gone up. I kind of track three things for top, middle, and bottom of the funnel. So number one is the impressions and the overall reach and views, because I don't really care if people even watch it. As a thought leader and somebody that sells their team building services and public speaking services for a significant amount of money, I'm not trying to monetize that video, or I'm not trying to put a sponsor on the podcast necessarily. What I want are customers seeing that I'm still doing this, seeing that I'm posting every week, that I have something interesting to say all the time. So even if they don't watch the video, increasing the views are huge and the impressions. So that's the top one. And those have definitely gone up because I'm posting more consistently and I'm get to use the video content rather than, pictures from an event or longer form stuff that they might not see. So those seem to get wider exposure. Middle of the funnel is really like the views and the podcast downloads and the comments and engagements that are going, number of subscribers, all those kind of things. I tend not to pay too much attention to because they're all in the middle and it's kind of hard to aggregate all of those across the platform. So the interesting metric for me is the number of bookings and new clients that I get out of it at the bottom of the funnel, and the number of speaking engagements that I get, the number of companies calling me to do team building events because they saw something, because they know that I'm doing this on a regular basis for other people, is really the biggest metric. And when the revenue continues to grow, none of the rest of it really matters that much to me. So the show's growing, the reach is growing, and the revenue is growing. It's been a great time.
How has this audience reception and feedback translated into business for Playful Humans?
What I do with Playful Humans is I try to be experiential, and it's supposed to be playful. The name of the company is Playful Humans. It can't be boring. So if I'm just doing regular old boring text posts and things, and I'm not showing people how it's different, then it's really hard for people to understand what I do that's different from other keynote speakers or other thought leaders and stuff. So if I record a 30-minute show and then I have to spend 3 hours editing it, I got 30 minutes of fun and I got 6 times that amount of effort in work instead of play, and I'll get burnt out, and it causes pod fade where people quit podcasting, and it causes, just general burnout where I'm not consistent. I don't keep it going, or I get lazy and I take shortcuts. So really having this tool to keep it quick, easy, fun. I feel like I'm making progress. I'm getting clips out there and it's not causing me a ton of time, allows me to keep going, which is really the number one thing I think it takes for anybody to succeed is you got to have fun at what you're doing. And 2, you got to keep going, because the only way to get to a big audience is to start with a small one and to keep going over time.